Hey everyone, it's Lindsay
and Rick.
and we're here to bring you week 8 of the Nutrition Challenge. So this is the final week of our challenge, and the challenge for this week is the same as it was last week and the week before, which is to keep doing what you guys have been doing. Keep incorporating the challenges from weeks 1 through 5 into your daily lives. But this week we wanted to talk to you about the way we structured the challenge and the reasons behind that and some other things. Okay, so we created this little pyramid here, this diagram, to show you, it identifies the challenge from each week, and it puts the things that are more important towards the base. Okay, so week 1 is awareness. So weighing and measuring and logging food. We thought that that was the most important thing to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And just you can't change what you don't track. So with this challenge right here, we wanted you to weigh, measure, and read food labels, because that's going to set you up to make small changes everywhere else. Whether you're counting macros, whether you're counting calories, or in this case, kind of checking the quality of foods and making those better changes. That's what week 1 was about.
Yep. Okay, week 2 was all about sugar.
Eliminated 2 sources of sugar because this is non-nutrient dense foods that will spike your blood or that will raise your blood glucose and spike your insulin levels, which lead to chronic disease. And also makes foods hyperpalatable, which means that you're likely to overconsume. So this is a no-brainer. I think most of us know, hey, this is probably not something I should be consuming on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm. Okay, week 3, refined carbs.
For the same exact reasons, the hyperpalatability, the non-nutrient dense foods, the refined carbohydrates essentially break down into simple sugars, causes that raised glucose and raised insulin levels, leads to chronic disease. This right here is just a lot of people are a little less aware of this, and everybody understands this. They think of pastries and candies, but when you think of breads and you think of a lot of things that are densely made, those refined carbohydrates is what we're addressing here.
Mm-hmm. Okay, week 4 was fat. We wanted you to eliminate trans fats, but add in healthy fats.
Absolutely. So what we're trying to say is this, is have a good relationship with fat. Over the past 30 years, there's been this big thing of low fat, no fat, non-fat stuff. And usually when companies would do that, they would replace the fat with sugar or some kind of refined carbohydrate to make it taste better. When you eliminate fat, things don't taste as well. But what we're trying to say is this, is that fat is essential. Fat is extremely important. You need it for proper brain function. You need it for to absorb certain nutrients. And what we're trying to say is stick to these good sources of fat. Stay away from the idea that low fat or non-fat is healthier for you. Okay, what we're trying to say is eating the whole egg as opposed to the egg whites, because you're eliminating the fats, is not eating the whole egg is a better choice than the egg whites for this specific purpose of more nutrients. So that's just what it is. It's coming down to eating better sources of fats and not being afraid of it.
Yeah. Okay, week 5 was alcohol. So we asked you guys to limit your alcoholic intake to 2 beverages per week.
And there's no magic number behind 2. It's not like there's like some scientific reason why it's 2. Really, it came down to 2 things: psychological and physiological. Psychological, can you control? Can you make that affect and say, I'm only going to drink 2 drinks, especially during these times when you're at home a lot and things are a little bit more stressful than normal? Can you make that affect and change, or does alcohol control you? This is a really good. If you can't eliminate your drinking to 2 drinks a week, if that's hard for you, then maybe you need to reevaluate your consumption of alcohol. Physiologically, if you drink too much alcohol, it can affect your fat burning, your ability to burn fat. And if you drink too much at night, your body has to process it before you're going to get into that deep sleep. So it'll affect your sleep quality as well. So those are the 2 main reasons for alcohol.
Yeah, so this is our nutrition challenge. And hopefully you guys incorporated 1 or more things throughout the challenge that you're going to continue on after these 8 weeks. You know, and anytime that you want to go back and reevaluate your nutrition, you know, to meet certain goals, or you just want to clean up your diet, you know, you got to always go back to the base right here, awareness. You know, because like Rick said, you can't affect change without awareness. Okay, so the other thing that we wanted to talk about was the role that nutrition plays in your overall quality of life. So we created this little Venn diagram here, and we could have easily added more bubbles or less bubbles, but we decided to add in stress, sleep, and nutrition to show you guys the role that nutrition plays with these other quality of life factors.
Yeah, so nutrition challenges are really, healthy eating, and this nutrition challenge specifically helps get you to a point of controlling the controllables. And in this case, this quality of life thing, we have stress, sleep, and nutrition. If stress is too high, what do we crave? We crave these comfort foods. Yeah, what's like macaroni and cheese? Oh, that's a great comfort food, right? Pizza,
ice cream.
You crave these things that are high in these bad fats, refined carbohydrate, and sugar. When your stress levels are super high, we crave those things. Nutrition goes out of whack when your stress levels are super high. It affects your sleep. You don't have a good quality of sleep. If your sleep is out of whack, just whatever, you had a bad night of sleep, maybe you have a newborn or something like that, we know that the next day your stress levels are going to be off, but also you're likely to overeat, your hunger levels are going to be just out of whack completely hormonally. This is going to be negatively affected. But we get it. You can't always control the stressful day you may have or the environment or situation we're in. There are things you can do that you could have resiliency towards. And you could work on sleep hygiene, but sometimes these things are really difficult. There's a lot of uncontrollables here. But look at nutrition. Yes, you could be extra hungry and you could want to crave the worst types of foods, but it's something that's always within your conscious control. You can always make sure that stuff's not in your house. You can always make sure that you stick to a plan, stick to a program. It's hard, by all means. It's definitely, it's not easy, but it's something that is within your control, and it will. When you have good nutrition, when you have sound nutrition practices, your quality of sleep will improve, and your stress levels, you'll be more resilient. You'll be able to handle stress a little bit better, right? You can't change stress in your life, but you can hopefully
manage it better.
Manage it better, absolutely. Yeah. And so this is the intersection of that, and what we're trying to say is control this, and it will make all these other things assist. To improve your quality of life.
Yeah. Nicely said. So that's it. That wraps up this nutrition challenge. We hope that you've enjoyed it. We hope that you've taken away something new, developed a new habit. That's what we would hope. This is the first time that we've done this particular challenge, so we'd love your feedback on what you guys thought. And of course, we are always available if you guys have any questions about anything we've talked about or anything that we haven't talked about. We are always here. You know where to find us. We'll see you guys soon.